What is the body of Christ? A lot of believers today in denominations, what they would perceive would be or understand, as I've heard along the ways, is that the body of Christ definitely to them would be like, hey, it's different churches at large. Together is the body of Christ. And some of the passages that they use to define the body of Christ from that angle, famous passage, 1 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 12, which is also very important. The body is one and has many members, but all the members of that one body, being many, are one body, so also is Christ. Verse 20, rather those members of the body which seems to be weaker are necessary, and those members of the body which we think to be less honorable, on these bestow greater honor, and our up-presentable parts have greater modesty.
Yeah.
And what he's talking about, for example, the image of the human body, that's what he's creating there. And he's saying, look, you have the internal, members of the body.
Yeah.
Then you have the external, members of the body, arms, legs, hands, eyes. And what we read, when you read the whole chapter, but verse 27 is very important, is key to what we're discussing. 1 Corinthians 12, verse 27 says, now you are the body of Christ and members individually. And that's the key word, individually. And so we're going to get back to that, what he means by that. And so first he explains the ministries. And he says, look, there are different ministries within the body of Christ. And then he now gets into sort of explaining the importance of this. And then he says, look, you can see the guy preaching from the pulpit on Sundays, and you're like, wow, that guy is obviously more important, right? His gift is so great. He's preaching the word, and so forth, and he's really out there. You get the elders, you have the deacons, they are visible. That's what I believe he's talking about. And so he's talking about these ministries, and then he says that's the external members of the body. But then you get the internal members of the body, where he's talking about kindness, these people that are hospitable to others, and so forth. These people that, for example, are supporting the gospel. And for that guy to be able to preach, financial support has to happen from these members that are not visible like that. So he's sort of breaking it down. And some people may be, more behind the scenes doing things for the Lord. Do you see what I'm saying? He's saying that these people are actually protected, because they are the ones that actually keep the boat flowing, keep the body going. He's talking about the heart. He's talking about the liver, and we know that without the heart, which cannot be seen, that's how you can't function. Without an arm, you can function. You can function blind. You can function. Do you see what I'm saying? And your eyes are visible. Your hands are visible, but without those, you can actually function still. Without the internal, you cannot function. He's talking about the local church there. And what's happening within the local church. That's the body of Christ.
Your life, because you cannot do without a heart, but you can clearly do without a leg.